forth from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Oh yes, God's that cleanse them. Hear the cries in the streets at night. So many dreams gone out like light. Youths them caught in a system cold, chasing shadows that take their soul. But the rhythm of hope is strong. Feel the beat, it guide us along. Plant the seed of change in the ground, and reap the fruits of love from this song. I'm sure we can rise from the shadows as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrows, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of we island, let love pull us in. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We'll fly through the skies like plane, all people will rise again. Hand in hand is how we'll start. Everyone can play their part. Man, woman and child come in, let the cleansing begin. Come on, cleanse them. For the common man, times real hard. Crime and murder's driving we mad. And the youths them can't find no work, cause the system take them for joke. Let the positive fight control. We must not lose sight of our goal. In spite the stress and the strain, let us build our country again. I'm sure we can rise from the shadows as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrow, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and we future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of the island, let love pull us in. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We'll fly through the skies like plane. All people will rise again. Hand in hand is how we'll start. Everyone can play their part. Man, woman and child come in. Let the cleansing begin. Politicians drive the nice car, while the poor man bite the finger. Oil money blow away like dust. The people don't know who to trust. But every crisis we will master and rise to triumph from disaster. We will cast the evil away. We make the solemn pledge here today. I'm sure we can rise from the shadows as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrows, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of the island, let love pull us in. So come from the as we shine. Through the pain and the sorrows, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. In the rhythm of the island, let love pull us in.
Wake up,
So come
rise
from
up.
the
It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
Who does that? Well, we do that. Hey, everybody, good morning to you. Yeah. Let the session begin, and let it begin here on your NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. And when we talk Caribbean, we talk Gael Caribbean. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean, our friends who are streaming all around the globe. Good to be here with you on this Tuesday morning. Yes, what a wonderful day it is. Let's give God thanks and praises for bringing us together for another day. Everything that we do there, God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. People, I'm yours truly, Sir Charles, in the company. Happy am I to be here with you. And of course, we welcome everybody. This is your Get Up and Go. Welcome everybody to the Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Good morning.
Oh my word. Hold on. Right, start over.
All right. So good morning. And welcome to the Breakfast Show on this Tuesday morning. I'm coming to you live out of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to our listeners and viewers, wherever you are across this beautiful planet of ours that is sometimes, made less beautiful by the conduct of human beings. But, other than that, it's a beautiful planet. So I hope you're having a fantastic day, whatever you do. And of course, let me say good morning to Wendell and Sir Charles.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, the world. Yeah.
Oh, we got a little more out of him this morning. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over this wonderful, but as Richard said sometimes, so very messed up globe of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in it. Haven't heard anything news coming out of Venezuela lately about that standoff in the Gulf. What's happening? What's the latest?
Well, Mr. Madura, I understand is I was just reading up some stuff. 25,000 troops he sent into some area in preparation, just in case something happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I saw a video with a parade of fishing boats. That's saying like fishermen or fisher folk saying they're going to protect Venezuela. Like it was a whole fleet of them. You know.
Okay.
A version of that, and they were talking in Spanish, so I wasn't. And when you're talking in Spanish, it's one thing if you're talking in Spanish that I can understand you, but when you're talking in Spanish fast, it's like
normal Spanish.
When you're talking the dialect.
Yeah, when you're talking fast because you're talking to your own people.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't really understand what it was, but I saw that come across my feed. That was like maybe a Facebook or Instagram post. So I don't know. Let's see how it all continues.
I have some friends in Caracas. I must reach out to them. I haven't heard from him for a little while. His birthday is coming up actually just now. I must reach out to him and his family and find out how are they feeling in that environment.
Yeah.
You know,
I used to have a friend who lived in Venezuela, but he doesn't live anymore. He now lives in Turkey. He's an anchor for one of those television stations in Turkey.
Okay.
English speaking.
Yeah. All right. So good morning, people. Good morning. We have a very interesting show lined up for you today. We will have as a guest an anonymous person, so you won't see the person, but talking about their experiences with drug trafficking. They would have gone through that. Of course, they are now living a different life naturally. So we will just get from their perspective how they got involved and how they got out, you know, because it's not an easy thing to deal with, I would imagine, you know. So we're going to try to get more stories like that too over the period of time to bring to you, so that you'll get is the full package here on the breakfast show. Is the full package? Anything have another show like this anywhere on planet Earth? And Richard is the ball, and you have choices. No. Is it? You know, I'm arrogant that way, right? That TNM arrogance coming out in me.
Man, arrogance.
They go hand in hand, you know.
that is leadership qualities.
They go hand in hand. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's put it this way. You understand? It worked for 10 years until up to the 10th year.
Anyhow, people, it's not me as Wendell said. You
know?
But
Why you put water in my mouth to talk?
Yeah, I just want them to know, because you know they have a way to just think about me. So
every time I put that on Facebook, like if people put up a post and I said UNC loses due to corruption, which is a fact, PNM loses due to arrogance, I get more likes than the person who put up the original post for that statement. Anyway, let me get my birthdays out of the way. Nefertiti Queen, happy birthday. Roland Barth, hey, today is Aisha's dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Roland. James Samuel, I think we have him on this chat here. If not, it's Jason Samuel. But Nikisa Briggs, Valentina Burton. Well, it would have been Gerard York's birthday. We all remember Gerard York from the All-Inclusive Fets. Nigel Lipiza, Odika O'Neill, who I haven't seen or heard from for a long time. I think she's still in the media. And our very own Carol Guevara is celebrating her birthday today.
Okay. Happy birthday, Carol.
Happy birthday, Carol. Yes,
hope you have a fantastic day today.
Yes, hope she does have a fantastic day today. Hope all the people in your life treat you extra special today. I ain't see you come down my room box for a little while there, Carol. You need to fix that. All right? All right.
I want to say a special thank you to the absolutely hundreds and hundreds of people who came out to your Don't Leave Foul to watch Corn at Nap River Bowl over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We had two fantastic shows, and of course now we had this weekend to Cipriani College this Saturday and Sunday. So So we're in South last weekend. Now we're in Cipriani College this weekend, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. Looking forward to that. We also love being at Cipriani College. And a lot of East and Central people come to that Cipriani College point, as well as people who live in the Balsam area because they like their home. They can almost walk and walk back. So we made Cipriani College this weekend. Of course, tickets are on sale at all the usual outlets, which are K-Squared Fashions at Eastgate and Brentwood Mall and West Mall. So all three K-Squared outlets will have tickets. Jubilee Railway in Tunapuna, Electronics in Arima, they all have tickets already. Shuffler Auto Services and Antoni's Florals in Valpark Shopping Plaza. The box office at Cipriani College will open tomorrow on Wednesday. But all those outlets already have tickets if you need to get your tickets early. We are so looking forward to it. We had a fantastic time in South, as we usually do. We always have a fantastic time in South. And it was nice being back at Naprima Bowl. We haven't been there, any time during this year. I think the last time we were there was last year, maybe, and early last year at that. So it was great to be back in that space. So thank you for coming out. We had a wonderful time. And that can start, I suppose, our good news segment, because we'll go straight into our good news.
Child of the Windrush generation, trying to find her feet in Beckenham to a seat in the House of Lords, Baroness Floella Benjamin has had an incredible life. And today she became the first Black Caribbean woman to be awarded the Order of Merit, a special honour from the King, saying she hoped it would show people from all backgrounds that anything is possible. She spoke to Helen Keenan.
A royal honour for distinguished service that has now become much more diverse. 4 of the 6 new members of the Order of Merit are from ethnic minorities. At a lunch today hosted by King Charles, including Baroness Floella Benjamin, the first Black Caribbean woman to be awarded the honour.
I'd love my mum and dad to be here today just to see the fruits of their labour, to celebrate with me. And I just feel I'm one of the first Black women to be included in the Order of Merit. The first Trinidadian woman, the first Caribbean woman, the first Windrush generation to be included, and it's absolutely incredible.
Here in the window box we watch the world go by. A rather handsome daffodil and a rose who's rather shy.
During her career, she not only became one of the first Black children's TV presenters, hosting Play School,
My lords,
she also entered the House of Lords and given the title Baroness Benjamin of Beckenham.
Baroness Benjamin for services to charity.
In 2020, she was made a Dame, collecting her medal at Buckingham Palace, which she received for over 40 years of charitable work. As it was during COVID, she couldn't shake hands with the now King, but today more than made up for it.
today we had a deep conversation about diversity, about inclusion, about all the work that he's done in the past, and and all the work he wants to do for the future to make our country feel all inclusive, all embracing, and to celebrate each other's culture and each other's differences. And this is to show children of my generation, people of my generation, children of the future, that anything is possible.
Baroness Floella Benjamin.
I think despite the predispositions you may have, be it lack of access to some resources, a big one being parents, lack of income, I think we live in a modern world where there are so many resources available, whether it be online or physical, that if persons motivate themselves and set a clear objective in mind, they would be able to achieve it in whatever field, whether it be academics or sport or some other activity. I think the main thing is knowing what you want and finding ways to use what you have to get there. And of course, having a good support system around you.
My pride is that he was steadfast. He told me what he wants to do, and he pushed himself. I supported. Whenever, anything was there, Mommy, I need a book, Mommy, I need this, Mommy, I need that, I tried my best to get it to him. And with resources, he will get where he wanted to go. A lot of awards.
All right, so that was two bits of good news there for you this morning. Of course, the Benjamin one, Baroness Benjamin one, is a little old. That's about 2022, 2023. But we just decided to replay it again because we can.
Yeah.
And she's Trinidad, and she's of Trinidadian stock, and guess where we are broadcasting from? And the of course the other one, which was Brandon D'Souza. Is it Souza?
Brandon D'Souza, yes.
Yeah. So of course he went to my alma mater, St. Mary's College, and so naturally he's been
a young man from St. Bob's in Laventille, because I had another version of that same video, as I said, when Kareem Marcel, who's the MP, and Penelope Beckles Robinson went to present him with a laptop.
Or PNMPR video then.
Well, he's
a PNMPR video. Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. This is one time where I could defend the PNM. Because MP Marcel, of course,
time. Okay. I want to make sure there's the one time.
No, I'm speaking about now. MP Marcel, of course, is the member of parliament for the area, and who has done well. He's Sherman Wilson's son. He has done well, qualified now as an attorney at law. I'm not sure what school MP Marcel went, but he has risen above the stigma that is placed in that place. You know what I mean? I actually have a godson too who had passed for your same alma mater. Ronnie Walcott, he's now in the media. He had passed for St. Mary's College, came out of Erica Street in Laventille, you understand? And did well. As a matter of fact, I think he might have been the only person at that point in time who came out from the area who went to St. Mary's College too. So there are stories like that.
But Laventille, people look at Laventille a particular way, but it has a rich history of people accomplishing great stuff coming out of Laventille.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in school, I was always in Laventille because I had friends from school who lived there and used to go up by their grandmother and hang out. And so it was, but Trinidad has become a more, what should I say, polarized kind of place.
Yeah. There's a young man who's an attorney at law whom you know very well too, also came out of Laventille, Chumakak, to be exact. And has done well, and today he's an accomplished attorney at law. I won't call his name, but every now and then he will chat on this program. You understand? But he has done pretty well. Stephen Wilson is his name. I knew I just said I wasn't gonna call his name, but I did.
You know what? As you're talking about attorneys,
what they do again? What they do now?
No, I got a message from Keith Scotland, Senior Counsel, but he's a member of Parliament too.
Like he lose my number, yes?
And I spoke with him, and he was telling me he had a lady that come on the program for us. Well, a story, of I assume achievement and stuff like that now. So
wait, MP Keith Scotland contact you?
Yeah.
Talk about coming on this show and then contact me? Yeah. Okay. See what I tell you about
I'm more approachable. People probably find I'm more approachable because you just admitted that you're very arrogant.
Yeah, that's it, Charles. The man who just tell both every morning. More approachable.
You just said you're very arrogant.
I mean,
did you just say it on national radio and TV? I'm a very arrogant person.
Me? Where you get that?
Anyhow, guys,
Charles, is how you going on the lawyer road already? Lawyers can put things to you that you never say.
I'd rather come, let's greet people in the stream, but you finished that already.
Yeah, no, let's do that. So good morning to first off Valerie Mendoza, 1201. Of course, she was part of being up baking bread. Morning, Miss Mendoza. Brennan Smith from Goodwood in Tobago. Donna Ramlo Chan says good morning. God is awesome. He answered my prayers. Our captain was given back to us. Oh, that's with the airline pilot. Yes, that
was great. That's also great news. That was good news.
Yeah, we highlighted that yesterday. It was part of good news. Michael Cadet says good morning. Ava Smith also says good morning. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. Robert Taylor. Julia Batiste.
Morning,
Charles,
Robert.
like he
Good morning, Julia.
Katian Charles, of course, also says good morning, and good special morning to Arlene out there in Bronxville. Katian is looking forward to spending Christmas with you. Arlene, I don't know if you know that, but she whispered that to me Friday ago. Wendy Ann and Frank James from Aranguez. Diane Payne says good morning. Joyce Phillip and Noel from Oshawa, Ontario. Cookie Monster says good morning. Andre Reno. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. Gavin Frank from Powder Magazine. Subash from Woodland. Morning, Subash. Diane Payne says niceness to Charles. Lambert Bruce from El Dorado. DL also says good morning. I don't think DL was on the chat yesterday at all. Wendy Ann James says great calypso. That's by Young Brother, right?
Yeah.
Carol Guevara, the birthday girl, says blessed morning all. Alistair Hart says good morning, guys. Young Brother has really transformed himself. I'm so proud of him. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Helen Prescott says good morning. Eunice Dublin. Andrea says good morning. With a great, always keeping it, well, I guess that's 100% with a great sense of humor. Anne-Marie Watson, that's Miss Maloney, says good morning. CJ from New York, morning, CJ.
Good morning, CJ.
You're lapsing today. Garfield Hazel says good morning. Garfield Hazel, I'll be in touch with you later today. Joanne Cyrus also says good morning. David McCarthy also says good morning and happy anniversary to Ronaldo and Lystra McCarthy in New Jersey. Enjoy your cruise. They're on a cruise. Okay, beautiful. I haven't done a cruise in a long time. Mo Gaines says good morning. Rena Jennings says PNM arrogance and UNC dictatorship. More like UNC corruption. Ava Smith, yes, Wendell, this breakfast show is like a hot cup of coffee in the morning. Well, I've been having ginger and lemon tea these days. Ambrose Blas says good morning to the crew. Sir Charles, great program in the afternoon with Foreign Service retired officer. Very informative. The delay was worth the while. Okay, so Sir Charles again a little big up there.
Yeah, drive time exchange with Tony Fraser.
And of course, we have some birthday greetings coming to Carol from various people. Sankofa say if I train fowls or politicians to watch corn, bountiful graces and blessings. But yeah, to train them in.
Them know that.
Melissa Yates and Bernadette Yates says good morning. Suzanne Jessup says good morning. Suzanne, you're coming very late today. Apollonius also says good morning. Sankofa say powerful, especially in her natural hairstyle. That's Baroness Floella Benjamin, of course, he's speaking about. Sankofa say one of my nephews has started CIC yesterday. Very good. Beautiful. Grand Rising to TNT, that's from James Kamau. Richard, I will take that PNM PR any day. Take that. Brent Hackshaw says good morning. Mrs. R, who hasn't been chatting.
Good morning, Mrs. R.
Very much. I don't know why. What's Miss R problem? You know, the other day, Miss R, I was to tell you, you were featured on the news as part of the crowd in CPL.
Yeah, she told me.
Yeah, I saw her. I was to tell her that. Magic says Grand Rising Gentlemen and Breakfast Crew. Cheryl Henry from Diego Martin also says good morning. Laventil has always produced good students. I always say it's not where you live, but what you achieve in life. Well done, young man. Prabha Ramdial, morning, Miss Ramdial. Debbie Modest, that's a new name. Trini Beefman, that's also a new name. Sankofa say Valerie Mendoza want a bread. She's right along from you, Sankofa. Boy Bidesi. Errol Roberts also said that's a new name too. Richard is so very true about Wendell's arrogance, which he might not be aware of.
Wendell himself say he arrogant, you know, I didn't see it.
I know the context in which I said it. But Errol Roberts is threatening to be an agent provocateur. That's all right. You're probably using a name anyway.
You said it, sir.
Hello, I spoke about arrogance in a context, and I'm doing it now again. I'm being arrogant. I'm being arrogant now again.
Keep moving.
Kathy-Ann Townsend and Chevron Shogun, good morning. Robert Harper also says good morning. Crystal Stevenson, Miss R on vacation. Evans David, Anthony Bullard, that's also a new name. I know people when they switch it up. Tom, I go back. Tomorrow I go back on Wendell. Okay. That's it for the chat.
All right. So on the WhatsApp, before we get to our commercial break, let me say good morning to Kenwin Henry. Good morning to Kenton Laventon. Colonel Carlon out there in Caranach, Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada, Far Rockaway. Good morning to you. Fifi in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Good morning to you. Horatio. Good morning, Mr. Billy in Powder Magazine. Shoma Paul, good morning to you. Frank in Aruka. Slick Money Grip. Zena, good morning. Terry and Peters, good morning to you. Mr. Beeps out there in Maraval. All right. Yeah, that's it. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning, neighbors. Morning.
Of course, we'll pay some bills, and then when we come back, we'll do headlines and, of course, take your calls.
Don't miss Furniture Plus Inventory Blowout Sale. Get up to 65% off in-store and online. Enjoy massive savings on furniture, appliances, and more. Hurry, this deal won't last. Shop now and save big at Furniture Plus.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Experiencing stomach pain, nausea, heartburn, bloating, or loss of appetite. These could be signs of a stomach ulcer, which can lead to cancer if untreated. Your health isn't an expense, it's an investment. Don't wait. Get a safe, non-invasive stomach scan plus blood test for only $500 at the Institute of Health and Fitness. Located at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tanapune and Marabella. Contact us at 336-4935.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box. Don't be foul to watch Corn. The biggest comedy of 2025 now comes to Cipriani College for 2 nights only on Saturday the 13th of September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 14th at 6:30 p.m.
This is the best play ever. I couldn't stop laughing.
Tickets available at usual outlets and at Cipriani College 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily.
This show nearly made me pee myself. It was fantastic.
The best show you will see this year.
You're totally foul to watch Corn.
And just like that, I have something to do this weekend because the big cock coming in Cipriani College, and I mean the foul.
Big cock coming in Cipriani. King Cock is what is the name in the Canada.
The foul.
Yeah. You don't leave out too much corn. Okay. So I'm going to transfer at this point so you all can continue.
All right, cool. Let's get into the headlines in the newspapers. Let me just greet Ozzy Molino, Philomena, Ali, and Cheryl M. Morning all. U.S. reaffirms ties with TNT. Of course, that's trending in today's Online Express. Woman pays $16,000 to imaginary travel agency. I don't know how people keep getting caught with these things still. It's just so sad that people parting with their hard-earned money for these sort of scams.
Mm-hmm.
Maduro boosts troops after lethal U.S. strike. Tensions soar in the Caribbean. Man killed crossing Churchill-Roosevelt Highway. I don't know exactly where. Trio held in Trinity for drug shipment. And of course, Devindranath Thakur is saying that all cabal after cabal will fall. I don't know what that means. Monday traffic horror on the highways. And of course, yesterday, there was a situation with traffic approaching the lighthouse in Port of Spain, where WASA was repairing a leak on the first day of school. But of course, the leak had to be repaired. And so the bus route was opened up from Mova Junction to Port of Spain. I tell you, I passed there and absolutely, like, no one knew that the bus route was open up because it was completely clear. And traffic like mad going over Lady Young. But the bus route was completely clear. So, like, people didn't get the memo, you know? So those are the headlines trending in today's Express, people. So, Charles, is he there?
Oh. Yes.
I think Richard is transitioning. So
okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You know, yeah. All right. So in the Guardian today, enough is enough. Is enough. PM defends use of armed cops in schools. NPTA says school repair program a success. Minister hints at rift within TTPS executive. Kidnapped suspects elude cops in unforgiven Maraval terrain. I understand that is something else. Alexander applauds cops for rescuing kidnapped pilot. Finance minister devaluing TT dollar won't work for our economy. Thank God. Economists warn $9 exchange rate, dangerous move for TNT. And the U.S. praises Kamala's public support for military operations in the Caribbean. Yeah, Guardian.
All right. And I can do the news day while Richard gets his stuff sorted out. Judge warns importers over fake brands, too cheap to be real. That's one of the trending stories. 1 dead, 4 wounded after Enterprise shooting. State to compensate Wallafield woman for wrongful arrest and malicious prosecution. How many cases we have had like that in Trinidad and Tobago? Texas celebrates Super Blue Day. Of course, Super Blue is one of our icons in Calypso.
For real.
And soca was in Rumbox. When was Super Blue in Rumbox? Not Saturday or Sunday, Harper. Texas celebrates Super Blue Day. WASA, traffic disruption between 6:30 to 10 p.m. on September 8th. Rain Bauman, 19, studies nuclear engineering at Georgia Tech. And 46 years behind bars, a man's fight for freedom after a lifetime in prison. And of course, we are going to be polling that question of the of the devaluation on, it was Sunday, thanks, Steph. We're going to poll that question today of that devaluation because, well, it was a possible poll for yesterday, but we did the school one. So we're going to poll the issue of a devaluation today, all right? So those are all on newspapers today. So Charles, open the lines. You're early today. We're running early today.
All right, so we are here with you, and we can take your calls at 281-1315. Yeah, you can get in on the show early because we have a guest in the second hour, very interesting guest, and we will be looking at that whole issue of drugs, human trafficking, and should be hearing some interesting things in between there. I mean, I am very, very interested to hear, you know, how and what made someone want to go that direction. But yeah, so this is the chance for you to talk, to call, to share your views, and right. So the lines are engaged. So let's go to the lines. Good morning to you, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Mr. Gomat.
Morning. You know, yesterday I would have loved to engage Khadija to find out why she was so upset that TCL and other private sectors paved the road. I don't know if Richard know about it, some road in Arima. And she was really upset about it. And I'm saying, if whoever pave your road, fix pothole, whether it is the PNM or the UNC, you say thank you, Jesus. That is what you should do. Not be upset because they do it. Because if they come and, if Jolene Johnson a crew down here to cut those trees in the Diego Martin River, I will say thank you, I'll be pleased. I don't care whether it's PNM or UNC do it. PNM do it, and if UNC do it, I say thanks. And I want to find out from Emily Elias. He want this country to be in a financial mess. Or you could want the dollar to devalue to $9. What kind of madness I hearing? Look, anyway, you'll
get your chance to vote on it. We're going to do it as our poll today.
Oh gosh, good. Thank you. Bye.
All right. I'm trying to understand the context, though, in what you just said, though, that Miss Amin was upset because TCL fixed some potholes in Arima. I don't know the story at all, but maybe I could send it for us.
Yeah, but I don't think it was she was upset in any way because of work that was done. I think she was upset because of work that has been that money had been paid and the work wasn't done.
Okay, all right.
I remember she was talking about the corruption in the programs.
Okay,
how
I don't
they
know
had the 100 million and then some additional millions, and people were asking like, so where did it work for all this money that was spent?
Because I think, isn't it like a new product TCL came up with, like a byproduct of cement that they're using, they're trying to do some road patching with? I think that's what the actual story is about, right?
Well, I'm not too sure exactly how it went.
Yeah, I think that's what the story is about. Some byproduct TCL came up with that could use for patching roads.
Oh, okay.
All right. Keller Kaufman, good morning. Larry Charles, my favorite snow cone man from Wrong by QRC there. Larry, you had to prepare for the schools reopening.
Larry must have done all day early since yesterday.
You'll be busy these days, Larry. Morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Miss Sampson.
Good morning, gentlemen. If Maduro could get so much troops to fight, prepare for the fight war, why he cannot help his people to come back home? He hasn't done a thing for these people to come back home. They're all scattered all over the world. Get your priorities right. Is only money you're interested in, and it's only yourself you're interested in. Have a good day.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much. It's who want to go back home. That is the thing. You know, yesterday we were talking some stuff in the drive time yesterday, and I'll play it back after 8 o'clock for you people. You know, and one of the journalists out there in Guyana was talking about how we'd have so much development on work taking place. He talk about 100,000 or something like that, Venezuelans working and Cubans working, and yeah. Plenty work.
There's a lot of people who left Guyana too and don't want to go back to Guyana either, even though Guyana is doing well now.
Yeah. Because they're doing well in some areas, but they're struggling in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
But I guess that's like every country.
Good morning.
Morning to you, caller.
Yeah. Good Mr. Grant here.
How are you doing,
Mr. Grant? How are you going?
I just listen to all you. Yeah. What happened with this paving? What they do is a road in by the racetrack, right? They use some on it. This is a regional corporation. and the MP for you, it was on TV and all kind of thing. But you know, I can't understand. I mean, every time she's talking, she'll be talking about the corruption with PNM, the large government. So in 2010, the amount of corruption they had done in all them regional corporations and URP and people. It's a men who had 6 or 8 young men who have big money. I know because I see it from the side. I be driving around the country and they'll be watching. I know my stock, you know, but everything the large government. When I supposed to know, many of meetings in 2010, the councillors, I know they was on the executive at the time, they was complaining when Louis was the mayor. They was getting money.
I was out of politics at that time.
But you're right. Well, I was there because 43 years, I was secretary in my party group 43 years. So I know from 82 down to up to now. Yeah? I have all the books, I just go through my books, I just watching and all the complaints the Coxswain was making. I shall Wells and all of them people them. They can't get money to do, they can't money to do it. Right? So if she time now, she have a big hole in a Trinidad river. For the last 10 years I watching and she constitution, she has the office. Every guy's father to come home in the evening. Right? When I come to control place, the place is flood out. When I come from Shua, I take it back to come home to get away from the traffic. The bridge falling down inside the thing, a big cut. My she say about that. Anyhow, Wendell, all the best weather.
All right, Mr. Gunn. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Morning to Sherwin White. That's also a new name.
Yeah.
A lot of new names this morning. Like, people like they switch up the names. Or they just join the chat. But be happy to have you.
Give them the benefit of the join. They just join the chat, man. But
I like the teams that people do.
The thing about it also with the politics, this is how it is. There are certain templates that play out with politics, you know. When somebody is in power, they treat certain things in a certain way. And nobody wants to make themselves look bad. Everybody wants to highlight what they are doing and to make the other party look bad. And when the other party was or gets into power, they will do the same thing.
Yeah. So for the next 5 years, we had to hear about PNM do this, PNM didn't do this. Yeah. Or if they are accustomed, you know, I don't know accustomed already.
Yeah, because not to say like when they were in power, you wasn't hearing what the UNC did when they was in opposition. You hear all of that?
Exactly. We heard about UNC's corruption between 2015 and 2025. We heard about all what UNC do. And yet still, you see me, I'm tired of politics. Honestly, I'm tired of it. I'm wary of it now. You know what I mean? I know it's the best avenue to serve and help people, but my God, some politicians just go overboard with just destroying it and making it so unattractive. You know what I mean? I wish the ones who involved in it well. Just do what you need to do to help somebody now. Make a difference in somebody's life. That's all you need to focus on, you know. If you have an area to represent, try to make a difference in the area before you leave. The area can't be worse than how you meet it. Because there are so many things you could do without plenty resources to help people. Make a difference. Even if it go unheralded, nobody knows about it. Just try to make a difference in somebody's life. For crying out loud.
Yeah. Well, yesterday we had the first day of school. I don't know, you got any feedback from anybody, you know, how it was, new school term and new security arrangements in some schools. School repairs seems to have gone pretty decent in some areas. I'm seeing some people complimenting it. So like some things went okay, but I you know, as I said, with school, I decided to give it a couple of days.
Yeah.
2-3 days.
We didn't get any reports. Maybe we could try to get if the head of tutor, who's that now? Is it Lumpkin? I know the NPTA man was on television last night praising the efforts of the ministry in terms of getting things done. I haven't heard anything negative. And I saw on television last night the police commissioner walking through, I think, a school in Princestown. So I haven't heard anything negative. Early days. But if nothing negative comes out, all praises to his Ministry of Education under Dr. Michael Dowlett. All praises to him.
Yeah. So people, remember you can give us a call just before we get to the morning polling a little bit. We're taking your calls, 281-1315. That's 281-1315. So you can give us a call, right? The lines are open to you and it's very clear right now, so you can't complain.
Yeah. Chris too said good morning. He says, morning, gentlemen. Wendell, is new people in the chat. Nobody switching names. I'm being agent provocateur too, Chris. Lester Cragwell says, Wendell, like you, I am fed up of our politics. That's why many of us no longer vote. Andre also says, good morning to the breakfast crew. Congrats to the TPRC and TCL for that innovative approach in using a cement byproduct to pave the road. To pave the roads. I'll just say, I don't know what the end trail of there is. And Beauty Culture says, good morning, guys. Those are some of the messages on the chat. Cheryl Henry said, Wendell, my sister-in-law's husband, is one of them who refused to live in Guyana. I know several people from Guyana who live in Trinidad and don't want to go back home.
Yeah. Trust me. Money to run. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Good.
Before I state my negative comments, I want to congratulate the TTPS for their rescue of the pilot. Right? Akash, because he asked some very important questions, right? But I watch YouTube and I look at press conferences of international incidents. I look at how US does press conferences, and the commissioner of police could come and state one of the security or the man that was guarding the kidnappee was shot and he fired at police and they used the use of force but by now you can't tell the man name. What's the man name?
No, I think I saw that name outside. I think that's coming up in our news. I think there's a name.
It came out in the news.
It's coming up in the news. Yeah, but there is a name. I saw it.
But I didn't hear the commissioner say who it was, and I don't know if it was probably too early then or whatever the situation was. But these details that is be.
A 34-year-old
just listen from stories.
Yeah, a 34-year-old person. I think I heard it was, and they did give a name. But as I said, I'll check it back in the news.
All right, well, then I stand corrected then. But well done to the TTPS. I hope this pilot not involved in anything that got him kidnapped, and I hope he fares well and he recovers good. Okay.
Okay. Thanks very much, Lincoln. Mr. Patrick.
Sir Charles Richard is backstage waiting for you to put him back in. I was wondering why he calling me. But he did send a message in the chat. Ma'am. Which church are you? Is that him down below? Or not? Yeah. I don't see any name.
You all can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I might have to go out and come back in because I had to make that call. It kind of disrupted stuff.
You can. All right, go back out and come back in.
All right,
at least from my end.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
The worst thing is using your phone for the show and a call comes in.
Mr. Patrick, are you there with us?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Morning, Wendell, Richard Obasi, and
Good morning.
Morning to you.
TNT at last.
Morning,
Nice
morning.
to be home. I was outside for a while.
Yeah, we realized we wasn't hearing you.
Yeah, I was outside for a while, but Trinidad is the best place you can live in. But every time I travel, I realize how lovely Trinidad is. You know, we have our way. We like to back talk. We own country boy. But Trinidad is a special place, man. Outside they're rough like that, you know, rough. Out there rough like a rough top. Price of things going up, things expensive, things hard. I ain't seen much visitors like that when I was outside, you know, because like Donald Trump block a lot of people from coming to the country. With this new bills and all kind of bond and all kind of things. Nice to be home. But the concrete pavement of the road. When I was doing my course to be a road oversight supervisor, that was plans they had into play for the longest while. Because they had issue with the bitumen and the CRC to put in the hole to do the work there, because they had also import that. And it wasn't getting through because all them big a company like Samco and Zinasami and them was controlling that. So they had a plan was to cast some roads with concrete. It never come through. So I don't know. They had to look at that right now because it still has some potholes. They need to cast some concrete in. Right? They fixed the road that outside the United States too. That concrete road outside there.
Well, Lincoln himself sent me a video of something like that yesterday, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Lincoln was actually recording it himself, I think, you know?
Yeah. Thanks so much, Mr. Patrick. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Morning, Sir Charles.
Morning,
Good
Mrs. R.
Sorry, Sir Charles, you can put up the poll by the time, eh?
Yes.
Good morning, Mrs. R.
Good morning, my honey. Save the best for last, of course, you know. When are we going to come in for this morning?
You could real mama guy, man.
I could real mama guy, man. Excuse me, my attorney and my husband, my everything is listening to you, eh?
Yeah. Mama guy.
No,
Put him in his
why I was not to Wendell was that I was on vacation for the last 3.5 weeks, obviously. And I late the last morning, today, I wanted to wake up 9 o'clock just to not have to go out early tomorrow morning. And I don't know, at 6 o'clock, I woke up to you all. So I was like, I might as well just log in and listen. So, but I just want to say good morning. And yes, that was my birthday. Remember, that was the first I went to the game CPL and TV6 picked me up there. So it was really nice and stuff. But how are you, Mr. Stevens? You good?
I'm good. I might see you in Cipriani College this Saturday then, this weekend.
Well, I just saw the advertisement and I'm looking and saying, hey, you know, that's my place to go because it's easy from Trinity right there. So I'm more than likely. You going, Wendell? You going?
More than likely, now that he's come right there on my doorstep, literally, I'll probably go and see what this.
Yeah, when it's right there, it's so easy to just slide on me right there too. So I might very well greet my husband. So I hope all these women here and I will be there. They'll be Richie in the play this morning. You understand?
Yes. I am in the play. Yes.
All right. Well, all right. Then, well, I hope they're listening. I will be there. Mrs. R will be there. So, God's willing, and I want to see you. So hopefully I'll see you. Especially good morning quickly because I don't like to talk too long like somebody callers. So good morning to just my favorite woman, of course, Zena. Hail up to Zena, of course. CJ, definitely. Rena, Carol. I understand. I think it's your birthday today, if I'm not mistaken, between sleep and waking up. So happy belated or birthday to you, Carol. And yeah, just all the other callers, of course, you know, have a great week and yeah, just locked on listening and love you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. R.
I think CJ said she'll be there on Sunday, actually.
CJ, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to delay my visit to Sunday then. I mean, because you know CJ will be laughing plenty.
CJ is just to make you laugh. So as we go into the news, the poll is Wendell.
Yes. Should the TT dollar be devalued to US $9? No, but is that US? Okay. All right.
So $9 to $1 US.
Yeah, nine TT dollars to one US. We need to just rephrase that. Should the TT dollar be devalued to?
Or just simply should the TT dollar be devalued? End of story.
Yeah.
Understand.
That's it. Should the TT dollar be devalued? We have lots of votes coming in already, but we'll get to them after our 7 o'clock news, and then we'll bring in our guest. All right? So keep voting, people.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guile Caribbean. I'm Derek. The National Parent-Teacher Association is giving high marks to Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowleth for what it calls a Herculean achievement in school repairs. NPTA President Walter Stewart said he and First Vice President Zina Ramatali toured schools with the minister last week and were impressed by the scope of the vacation repair program. A total of 271 schools were on the repair list, along with 169 on an emergency list. By Sunday night, all but 26 were completed, with the outstanding work considered minor. Stewart praised the minister as hands-on, inclusive, and focused, noting his background as a former principal. He said classes will resume without disruption and credited Dowleth for engaging stakeholders in the best interest of students. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara says it is still too early to confirm whether the bodies that washed ashore on Trinidad's northeastern coast are linked to the U.S. airstrike on September 2nd. Speaking on Sunday, Guevara said 2 decomposed bodies were found, both bearing apparent injuries. He stressed that investigators will let the evidence speak for itself and declined to speculate on their origin. The first body was discovered on Cumana Beach, Toco, on September 5th, while the second washed up 2 days later at Balandra. Both appeared to be of Latino descent. The U.S. has claimed its strike killed 11 alleged Venezuelan narco-traffickers at sea, a move that has since sparked international debate over legality and human rights. A clinical psychologist says the government's move to place police officers in schools could bring both benefits and risks. Victoria Siu Noreen Gil-Olsing, president-elect of the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Psychologists, explained that a positive, well-trained officer can act as a trusted bridge between school, home, and community, helping children feel safe, supported, and more willing to respect authority. She said such officers could serve as secure role models, buffering against bullying and building resilience. But she also warned of dangers. Labeling students as criminals for behavior once handled by teachers could trigger a school-to-prison pipeline, lowering self-esteem and pushing children further into deviance. She cautioned that heavy-handed policing may traumatize students, creating feelings of betrayal, fear, and mistrust in schools. Siu Noreen Gil-Olsing stressed that officers must act fairly, respectfully, and transparently if this policy is to succeed. 3 suspects are in custody after police seized a large quantity of cannabis during an anti-crime exercise in the Trin City district on Saturday. According to a police release, officers from the DCP Operations Unit moved in around 4:20 p.m. at the Macoya Industrial Estate, acting on intelligence about a suspected drug shipment. On searching the location, officers discovered 82 black packets, 4 brown packets, 2 transparent packets, and 1 red packet, all containing cannabis. The suspects, ages 26 to 42, from Trin City and Chaguanas, were arrested and charged with possession of cannabis for the purpose of trafficking. In the region, 1 week after a U.S. airstrike killed 11 alleged narco-terrorists en route from Venezuela to Trinidad and Tobago's northern coast, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has ordered a massive military buildup. Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino confirmed that 25,000 troops are being deployed across Sucre, Apure, Falcon, Nueva Esparta, and Delta Amacuro, backed by naval and air patrols. Maduro said the move defends Venezuela's sovereignty and peace. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth visited Puerto Rico, praising the island's strategic role as Washington sent 8 warships, F-35 fighter jets, and 4,500 troops to the region. The USS Gravely is currently the closest U.S. vessel to Trinidad and Tobago, and in a show of soft power, China dispatched its new Silk Road Ark hospital ship on a 220-day humanitarian mission through the South Pacific and Latin America. In international news, 17 people were killed in Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, after police opened fire on protesters demonstrating against new government restrictions on social media. Tens of thousands surrounded Parliament, furious over the blocking of major platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and X. Officials said at least 145 people were wounded, among them 28 police officers. Protesters broke through barricades and forced riot police to retreat inside the complex. Hospitals reported several victims with gunshot wounds to the head and chest, as families gathered outside to await word on loved ones. The government says platforms were ordered to register locally or be blocked. TikTok and a handful of others have complied, but rights groups say the measure is an attempt at censorship and silencing dissent. A curfew has been declared around Parliament and other key areas as smaller protests continue. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with new Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Got that what she like. Don't turn off the light. Can't believe a sweet, sweet girl like you would I tell her. No sweetness, tie she weakness, yeah, yeah. No feelings, just walk it up like you mean it. No sweetness, tie she weakness, yeah, yeah. No feelings, just walk it up like you mean it. Girl, wine and go down, waistline flow like a melody. Go down, pretty, pretty girl, you are the recipe. Go down, fire in the kitchen, my girl, how you cook that, cook them, let me see. Nice man can't keep your interest. Come with flowers and they get dismissed. You have to handle the business proper. Oh Lord, tell you what she like. Tell you what she like. She wants some action in she life. Come good or just don't come at all. Tell you what she like. Tell you what she like. Tell you what she like. She want the roughness in she life. And when I put down the work, watch out she face light up. Boy, no sweetness, die she weakness, yeah, yeah. No feelings, just walk it up like you mean it. No sweetness, die she weakness, yeah, yeah. No feelings, just walk it up like you mean it. All eyes on you, all eyes on you. Girl in the middle of the dance, see when you get in the mood, you make it jiggle and bounce, you make it jiggle and bounce. All eyes on you, all eyes on you. In the middle of the dance, so when you kick off your shoe, you make it wiggle and bounce, you make it wiggle and bounce. Say she want a rude boy with a rude boy wine. Don't want no man there with no schoolboy wine. No mannequin, no romancing. She want go from night till the morning. She fling it up, she fling it back. I ride it, I go handle that. She give it up, she look back, and I ride it. Tell you what she like, tell you what she like, tell you what she like. She has some action in she life. Come good or just don't come at all. Tell you what she like, tell you what she like, tell you what she like, tell you what she like. She want the roughness in she life. And when I put down the work, watch out she face light up. Boy, no sweetness, like she weakness, yeah. No feelings, just walk it up like you mean it. No sweetness, like she weakness.
You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, with the best music and real talk.
Tie she weakness, yeah. No feelings, just walk it up like.
So everybody, as you welcome inside the second hour here of the breakfast show. This is New Era TT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and of course Gael Caribbean. We are happy to have you guys. Remember, we stream all day, every day. NewEraTTRadio.com, New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. You can get us on Alexa and of course all of your smart devices. Let me just let you know what's happening inside of the Drive Time Exchange this afternoon with Tony Fraser. As the new school term was opened yesterday, what do teachers and parents have to say about the present and what lies ahead for the education of our children? Well, Twitter President Martin Lumpkin and President of the Parent Teachers Association Walter Stewart, they will be talking with Tony Fraser, journalist Tony Fraser, today about the immediate and of course the future of the education on the afternoon drive. And before that, coming in at just after 4 o'clock, look forward to Senior Counsel Larry Lala, who will give his appreciation on the U.S. warships in the Caribbean. So all that is happening inside of the Drive Time Exchange. All you people on the YouTube channel, remember your next engagement on the Drive Time Exchange will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon, okay? So continue to vote on the poll, people, and when we come back, we will deal with that and of course our guests also.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Pay $1 down on hire purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions apply.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Experiencing stomach pain, nausea, heartburn, bloating, or loss of appetite. These could be signs of a stomach ulcer, which can lead to cancer if untreated. Your health isn't an expense, it's an investment. Don't wait. Get a safe, non-invasive stomach skin plus blood test for only $500 at the Institute of Health and Fitness. Located at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tanapune and Marabella. Contact us at 336-4935.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
right, back in the second hour. Yeah, we are back.
We are back indeed. And we have a poll to complete. Do you agree that the TT dollar should be devalued?
Yeah. It was Emily Lyons who had suggested it over the weekend or so.
Yes. Well,
right, and he criticized Member. Well, I know the two of them are not friends. Well, should I say that? Well, I guess you could say that. And
enemies.
And so he suggested it, but of course, Minister Tanku yesterday kind of debunked the idea and said no, devaluation is not on the cards because it's going to increase inflation and trigger inflation in the country, so it's not on the cards. Basically, that's what I think.
The same Minister Tanku. Hold up. The same Minister Tanku who say we're going to get a refund on property tax. That's the same one.
Well, he spoke out of.
I take everything he said with a pinch of salt.
No, well, devaluation is an important issue because it affects everything.
Mm-hmm. It does.
You know,
it does.
So I wouldn't doubt him, and he's the Minister of Finance. So
you won't doubt him. But I'll wait and see, because let me tell you something. Everything points to the fact that might be the way that they're going. And US $9. I mean $9 US, $9.
What points to that? What points to that? You said everything points to that. What you talking about?
Everything.
In terms of how the economy is going and the fact that they're complaining about money.
Yeah, but the economy is the same way it has been for roughly the last 9 years.
I'm not so sure about that, Richard.
Yeah, they just came into power, Wendell. What would have changed dramatically?
No, you remember this was a topic on the campaign trail too, eh? You remember?
And what they said that they were going to devalue?
No, and the PNM raised it as something that the UNC will have no choice to do if they have to keep their promises.
So it's a PNM talking point then?
Yes, it was. It was a PNM had said because of the promises the UNC was making on the campaign trail that that is exactly where they will have to go. Because
well, I know somebody, I can't remember who, was saying that he expected that it would be like a $9 billion deficit for the budget because the budget.
Dan Paul said that.
Who said that? Sorry?
Senator Vishnu Dan Paul.
Right. He said that he thinks it's going to be like a $9 billion deficit because of the if they're keeping the promises that they made.
Yes.
I suppose is what he was saying. If you're keeping the promises you made, it's going to be about a $9 billion deficit. So we'll have to see what they say. I suppose the budget, which will be due certainly by the end of September or early October, because the fiscal year comes to an end at the end of September. Yes. So I know a lot of public service and public sector departments have to close off their accounts a little earlier. So generally, government people who are to be paid will get paid earlier in September, as those accounts come to a close because the financial year comes to a close on September 30th. Mm-hmm. So the budget has to be soon after. So I suppose Minister Tanku has to be in the middle, or not even in the middle, must be in the closing off stages of what that budget would be.
Yes, I would imagine.
And how they're going to manage. How they're going to manage their expenditure and income going forward for 2025 into 2026. Mm-hmm. But he's the man who has to give an indication, and he gave the indication that, no, an evaluation is going to trigger too much inflation. So that's why it's not attractive. But I remember Dr. Rowley indicating, now I can't remember if this was a conversation up in the kitchen or if this was actually something public, that there was a reluctance to devalue because there were some people who had so much US outside of the country, and they're waiting for a devaluation to then bring in that US.
Yeah.
So they get the benefit of more money for their dollar.
They've been hoarding,
Yes, that sort of thing. That was indicated. So,
all right, well, let's get to the poll.
Let's do the poll. Who's writing? So, Charles, you writing?
I'm writing.
All right, Richard is driving. David McCarthy says no. Donna Ramlo Chan, no. Joyce Phillip, hell no. Terence Roach, no. Andre Reno, no. Eunice Dublin, no. Gregory Boyer, no. Andrea, no. Bernadette Yates, no. Cheryl Henry didn't vote there. Wendy and James didn't vote there. Wendy and James taking a little job at it too, Charles. Ava Smith, no. Cheryl Henry, no. Garfield Hazel, no. RJ says no. The UNC had all the answers to fix it, so let them fix it. Slick Money Grip, no. Beauty Culture, hell no. Andre, absolutely not. Dean Allen didn't vote. Magic says no. Alistair Hart, no. Finbar Collins, hey Finbar, long time to hear from. No. Curtis Patrick, what is madness, Mr. Patrick? Is that you want to say yes or no? Kazim Mohammed, no. DL, no. Lester Cragwell, no. Mrs. R, no. Diana Payne, no. Diane Payne, sorry. Derek Billion, no. Julia Farrell, no. Yeah, oh, she says yes. Julia Farrell says yes. Joanne Cyrus says hell no. Edwin Joseph, no. Melchizedek, no. Helen Prescott, no. Kenwin Henry, no. Ooh, Brennan Smith, no. Marlon Motley, no. Sankofa, no. Apollonius, no. Christus say you like Bacchanal, boy. Michael Robinson, no. Anne Noel, no. Joseph Clement, no. Marlene Saunders Sobers, no. Colted Finch, no. CJ, no. She sends happy birthday to Carol. Miss Estelita Sampson says, good morning. Okay, he did. All right, she didn't vote. Sherwin Cohn, no. Anderson Clark, no. Anthony Atwell, no. Jason Samuel, no. Michael Mapp, no. Shoma Paul, no. Felix Cazo, no. Ooh, lots of votes on this poll today. Michael Oliver, no. Bingo Richard, nail on the head. What is that he talking about? Julia Batiste, no. Sherwin White, no. Trini Faso, no. Classic Brother, no. I think we might have gone past. Lester Cragwell said yes. And Carlisle Cupid says no. Lester Cragwell said he voted yes. So did I say no? I know I made that mistake with one person. I don't know that I made it with you, Lester. But if you said yes, so put Lester as a yes. He's saying that I said no. I don't even see his vote anywhere. All right, he said he did say yes. Lester did say yes. So he said I said no. I don't know if I made that mistake. So that's it. I have what I have here.
All right. So let me tell you what we have on the WhatsApp. Give me 1 minute to move around my hand here. Right. So we have Brenda saying no. Afria says no. Horatio says no. Judith in Tobago says no. Black Pearl says no. Zena says hell no. Frank in Aruka says yes. Ingrid in Arizona says no. Archbishop Ashton Clark says no. Chris didn't vote. Fifi in Ethiopia says no. Captain Ron after going to Captain Ron says no. And Miss Sampson says no.
And I have three more for you. Debbie Mitchell, no. Kurt Hope, no. And Carlisle Cupid, no. Those are the other three votes I have.
Okay.
So you can count and crumple, Sir Charles. You get the opportunity to throw that piece of paper today.
So we had 68 people voting on the poll today. 65 of you said no. And 3 of you said yes.
All right, one of which is Lester Cragwell. Lester, like you have something holding out somewhere. Talk to it.
So poll is now closed.
My tata sell it off quick, you know. So that's our poll for today. Should the TT dollar be devalued? 68 people voted. 65 said no. 3 said yes.
All right. It's time that we jump into our Let's Talk segment.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, so we are back.
And we are back, and we have a guest not in studio, but we have a guest whose camera will remain off. People, our apologies because of the nature of the interview. Her camera will remain off, but she goes by the name of Debbie. And let's introduce Debbie. Good morning, Debbie.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, morning, and thanks for joining the absolute best show on radio. I know you was on a best show too, but this one is better than that, right?
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the breakfast show. You have Richard Raghubar Singh, Sir Charles, and myself, Wendell.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, introduce yourself and tell us your story because nobody knows it, but we're very curious to hear it.
Well, I think some people knows it, but I will let you all know, right? I don't really share this story because of implications, so I'll just get into it. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to just share my story of how I became incarcerated approximately for 3 years in a Manchester prison. Right? I know people will be thinking, what this lady doing incarcerated quite in Manchester, right? And if you think that if you guess that it was for drug trafficking, then y'all would be right. How did this happen? There are a lot of contributing factors leading to this, right? And by no way what I'm about to say is an excuse, but it is what happened, right? For many of us in desperate situations, we sometimes make foolish decisions. And my foolish decision cost me 3 years, almost 3 years of my life in prison and a lifetime criminal record. So without further ado, at the age of 16, I became a mother and a punching bag. Why? Because I feel I was big. I didn't have that support family-wise to say, and supervision, and I was also influenced by someone that's supposed to be my guardian. So my guardian took me to a place at night with people she knew. We both knew to lime. I was 15 at the time, and I was glad to feel big. However, the lime went south, right? My guardian came and she told me she coming back. She leaving to come back. I said, all right, no problem. So I lime and I big and I drinking. I don't know what I was drinking, but I was drinking and I started to feel my head drunk, right? So somebody came and asked him, no, I want to lie down a little bit. And then I said, well, yeah, I'm going to lie down because I was feeling real off. In between sleep and wake, I felt someone raising up my dress because I had an dress, and one thing led to the next, and that night I just lost my virginity and my childhood. And fast forward to becoming a mother. After that, before I discovered I was pregnant, my guardian knew what happened to me, and she knew what was happening to me because she was seeing whatever symptoms or signs that was going on with me. I did not know I was pregnant at the time. So being the good guardian she was, she boiled some zebra pig leaves and gave me to drink. Old school people will know the reason for that. At the time, I did not know the reason. all I knew is that it was very bitter and nasty tasting, and I only drink half and I throw away the rest. So her plan did not work, right? And well, when my pregnancy became evident, my father put the person who got me pregnant in court for statutory rape. Right. My mother, who had legal custody of me, but allowed me to live with my father, convinced him that she will handle the case. In handling the case, and she also tried to. So this is where I became confused, because he realized that the people who were supposed to really care for me didn't, and who were supposed to protect me didn't. So he had free rein to do what he wanted to do to me. So fast forward to years after that of continuous abuse and forced sexual intercourse and postpartum depression, which I did not know I was going through at the time. I decided I had to do something to get out of the situation, and I made an even more stupid decision than that line. I went with someone who I thought was better than the person that got me pregnant. And for a while, that worked, right? I was with the person, he was providing. And, he started now ask, you make a child for me, you make a baby for me, and to hide certain drugs, right? He used to hustle marijuana, they call it, right? But I was scared. And I knew that was wrong, what he was trying to make me do, and we would have ended up in prison. So I went back to my father's house. So going back to my father's house, the person that got me pregnant, he was not supporting his child. He was continually abusing me, stalking me. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk to anyone. And then up came someone else. And mind you, my father, in my father's house, my father was in the country, and this was happening. So there was no protection. So someone else came, and, they seemed very nice because they were not pressuring me for sex or to be in a relationship or anything. He just helped me. He helped me, bought me food stuff. He bought stuff for my child. He was interested in my future. So I said to myself, God must send this person. Until one day he said, I was thinking about you, and I think you would do good outside, and I want to do something for you. I want to help you go abroad. So I got excited. I said, well, right. But I said, well, I don't have a passport. I don't have a visa. I don't have these things. He said, well, don't worry. I will help you get your passport and stuff. And well, it's England you will be going to, so Trinidadians don't need visas to go there. I said, okay, no problem. He said there are people who would help me get into school and to find work and stuff and be better off, so I could send for my child. So I agreed. And thereafter, he helped me get my passport and stuff. He also helped me get clothes and stuff to pack to go, right? He bought a suitcase and he even packed it. At the time I was on cloud nine, saying to myself, this is my lucky chance of actually getting a break in this life. This little did I know the break would be for approximately 3 years, right? Fast forward to the departure of the day. So I left my child with my cousin, who knew where I was going and everything, because, I confided in her and told her, and she said, that's a good opportunity, whatever the case may be. So the day he brought the ticket, he brought another bag, a carry-on bag that had preservative and stuff in it, and he drove me to the airport, walked me in, so that I was checked champagne, received my boarding pass. We hugged in the airport, and he said, go on your way and stuff. I go on my way. After that, everything else went in a flash. 1 minute, I board in a plane in Trinidad. Next minute, I exit in the plane in Manchester. A very big, cool place. The flight was a connecting flight. So from Barbados, it was from Trinidad to Barbados, from Barbados to Manchester. Right? Everything was going all nice, hunky-dory until I got to Manchester, where the immigration officer told me to have a seat. But I ain't seen anybody else having a seat. So I want to know why I have to have a seat. Anyway, I had the seat. Then they came and they said, well, you can't proceed. And they kind of direct me to a different path. So I wasn't thinking anything of it at the time, right? Because I got to the exit area where you have to
Debbie,
collect.
can I interrupt you? Debbie,
Yeah,
can
no
I interrupt
problem.
you? At the point in time that you were told that you're going to England, what was the reason you were going to England? You're going to meet who?
Because I was trying to escape my child's father, who was always stalking, provoking, beating, forcing me to have sex with him, and it was just, I was kind of living in a poverty situation because I was young. I had no education, right? Because I got pregnant before I could finish school. I couldn't get any proper job, and any job that would have been hiring would have been like security and stuff. That would mean that I had to get somebody to see about my child, and all that was just hard, and everything was just confusing at that age, because at 16 you are still a child, you are not an adult to make proper rational decisions, which I said is not an excuse, but that is what happened.
So what you were told you were going by whom when you go to England?
By his friends and family, by the person.
Okay.
Right? The person that quote unquote trying to help me.
Right.
Right? Because he was a good person to me at the time. That is what I was seeing. Right? When I reached Manchester, and
they take it to another room,
Right. And they took me to another room. They asked me, all right, they're going through the bag. They say, you packed this bag? I said, well, yeah. Because I know what was in the bag. It had some clothes, it had some red mango and all this stuff. Right? So I said, well, yeah, because I'm not thinking anything. Right? And that was the first mistake. And then they took everything out of the bag, and then they had some sort of paper stuff, and they rub it inside the bag, and then they put it in a machine, and the machine beep off. Me, still oblivious, I saw them take the bag now and carry it to another area where I couldn't see what they were doing. Then, swift, fast, and in a hurry, two other officers came out, and then they told me I am under arrest for importation of a Class A drug. I was like, what? All my hairs on my body stood up. I was like, I could have fainted because this could never be real. I said, what? They said you are under arrest for the importation of a Class A drug. I didn't even know what a Class A drug, B, C, or D drug was. Right? So I was confused because I did not know what that meant. Everything started moving, and I was just in a daze. I was not hearing anything. I was not feeling anything more than cold. I started to shiver. It was like everything was just not real. So they took me to a back room, and they searched me thoroughly, and they asked me if I have anything on me. I said, anything like what? They said, like more drugs. I said, what drugs? They said, the drugs in your bag. And I kid you not, I haven't seen these drugs these people talk about yet. I haven't seen it throughout the whole trial, everything, I did not see any drugs. So I just stand there like I was baby, right? So they searched me, they asked if I want some tea, they left me in the room for a while, and then I can't remember how long, and then they took me to the police station. All this happening, and I'm just there in a daze, not knowing the magnitude of what is taking place. The next thing I knew, I was at HMP Style. This is a remand women's prison. Where they process me, they give me clothes and other personal items, and even a microwavable meal because I got there late in the night, right? I didn't even eat that because I was so zoned out. I had no appetite for a good few weeks. And the next few days passed and I was still in disbelief. I was like, this could never be happening because I only seen white people. I didn't even seen a black person to say, well, okay, this, I could relate to somebody, I could talk to somebody, nothing like that. So when I got there, they appointed a solicitor to me, right? So because you get solicitors there whenever those kind of things happen. And he then said to me that I should plead guilty of the bat. I said, plead guilty for what? Because I do not know what all they're talking about. He said, because they found the drugs on me and they did not arrest anyone else, right, that I am solely responsible for the drugs. I said, but I did not know the drugs were there. So and so buy the ticket, so and so do this, so and so do that, right? Not knowing that wasn't the person's name. The person had changed their name, so that wasn't the real person. And
so up to this point, you have not seen the drugs?
No, up to now, even in the court, you know, they're supposed to bring the evidence and show you that this is what was found and this and whatever. Nothing. So I really don't know if I really was carrying any drugs, to be honest.
Naturally.
Right? So that is why it was not feeling real. So the solicitor said, you need to plead guilty because if they find you guilty, it would be worse, and they will find you guilty because you cannot prove what you're saying here. Because I give them the number to call the person, no answer, no nothing. Right? Just hang high and dry. Right? I said, so if I plead guilty, what will happen? He said, well, you're looking at around 9 years. Wow. Sorry, yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's taking my back.
It must be tough.
Yeah, he said they're looking at around 9 years. And all I could see is my child growing up without me. And growing up and having to deal with that person of our father, because after which I learned that he is a pedophile. He continuously does those things and pays off people, right? Right. He looks for people who are in vulnerable situations, right? Anyway, so I felt so defeated, and because I couldn't prove that it was not mine, how could I prove that? And he also said because I admit to packing the bag that I implicated myself.
Yeah.
So because he was the expert, I took his advice and went to court, pleaded guilty, right? So I think I visited court about 2 or 3 times, and the third time was for sentencing. And I got advice from, well, I ended up meeting some Nigerian people and stuff in there, and they said, well, you know, you could write a letter to the judge and explain whatever, and you know, they could ask for mercy. So I did that. When I got sentenced, I was sentenced to 7.5 years initially, and when the judge wrote the letter, he took off the half, so it was still 7. So that was still 3.5 years. And that was just still in a foreign land, nobody you don't know anybody, you don't know what to do, you don't know anything how the system works, nothing. You're just alone. That was very traumatic for me up until today. If I hear keys dangling, it triggers something. If someone touches me while I'm in deep sleep, I just fly out of my sleep. So after being sentenced, they took me to HMP Drake Hall. HMP stands for Her Majesty's Prison. Right? They took me to Drake Hall. Drake Hall was a little more free. The prison, not like our prisons over here, it's like houses, like dorms, houses. And you have a room, you have a key, you have your things, what you need. Right? You need to work, you need to go, you need to do some kind of sort of studying something. And I commend the European prison for that, because that helped me keep my sanity a little. You have access to a phone. It have something like a phone booth in there that you could put credit on, and you call and you talk to your family and whatever. So the first time I got a call home, I called my cousin who had my child. She cried.
How long after you left this were you able to make this call?
About a month or so. Right, so they didn't know what was happening to me. She thought I had died. She thought they trafficked me and took my organs, something. Right, and it was so, my heart broke, because look at how I trusted people, or look at how I was that naive to trust someone, and look at what it did to me, not thinking that I have a child, I have my whole future ahead of me, and now it is tarnished. My whole life is stained by this conviction. And yes, being at Drake Hall, it was not totally horrible, but it still was not nice, because you cannot get any visitors, your family far away, you cannot get anybody to send stuff for you because it is far and it is costly to do so. Signing. Okay, and in that prison, they had this officer that dealt with foreign nationals, and they asked you if you want to sign a voluntary removal, right? They said it's not deportation, which is a lie. They said you will not have a criminal record when you return to your country, which is a lie. They said you would they will give you some money to start something. That part was true. So they used that as an initiative to get you to sign the voluntary removal form, and you sign it, and then they take 9 months off your sentence.
Oh.
Right. So that now, I said, well, I get happy, because 9 months off, well, good. So that will be 2 years and some months. Okay. I signed the voluntary removal form, right? And continued my day-to-day stuff at the prison. And then when the time came to come home, now I was scared. I was terrified, because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to support my child. I didn't know anything. And I was just in a total mess. Because in Europe, in England, The system is there are people, when they're coming out of prison, they have a place to stay. They organize place for them to stay. They organize jobs. They organize all these things. Me coming home, nothing is organized. I'm just coming back home prep. Right? So coming home was very, very frightening for me. Came home, had to go through a long process at the airport because, they have to ask you a million questions and stuff. So I ended up staying with my mother, the same mother that sold me. You could say she sold me, right? For some time, not even for long, because the level of domination she was portraying over me. She went through all my stuff. She took what she wanted from my stuff. Imagine you now come from prison and somebody taking stuff from you when they're supposed to be helping you get stuff and get on your feet. So I left there and went back to my father's house. Well, I am older now. I have a little knowledge and wisdom now. And the person that was the guardian, she was not there anymore. Right? My child was older, so things were a bit more maneuverable. Right? So when I came home, I started to work at a job at a security company. And because they said I would not have a criminal record, I was feeling ambitious. I went to the people precept exam. Then the precept exam, passed the precept exam, and then they have to do a kind of vetting, something for you, a deeper dive into your history, only to get called up to the CEO's office and all my history, criminal record read out to me. And why did you not disclose this? Why did you take no on the application form? Why did this and what? Because where I came from, when you sign the voluntary form, they said you will not have a criminal record. You will go on at your day-to-day, your daily life as normal, right? So I take no. I was not deported. They said I was not deported, quote unquote. I was being voluntarily removed, right? So I think with common sense, you will know that is not deportation.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was deportation. So my whole life again crashed. Wow. It crashed again. I was so sad and depressed, but I did not make any foolish decision like that again to trust anyone to do anything, go anywhere. Up to now, even if I have to go to Tobago on a plane or even on a boat, I have terrible, terrible anxiety. It's my heart races, I get sweaty, I feel the faint because I don't know. I don't let my luggage out of my sight. I don't even let my husband, I'm married now. I don't even let him carry nothing for me, touch anything. I have that kind of anxiety, you know.
You can understand why.
Yes, it was bad. And coming back to contact the person, because I asked my cousin to contact the person while I was incarcerated to see if he could help her with the child, because my child going to eat, how she going to live, right? No response, going into hiding. You know, I saw that man some years after. Wow. I saw that man some years after, and he was like, you know, I'm really sorry. I didn't think, blah, blah, blah. But do you know anyone willing to go? You hear this question, so you ain't change your ways.
Yeah,
So,
wouldn't wreck somebody else's life.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Crazy. That's crazy.
So you not changing, and the thing about it is not your name you're using, it's somebody else's name. I don't even know how you could go about doing that, but you are not the person you claim to be. Nobody has no record of this person. And I only see these things on TV. I didn't know these things exist in real life.
But Debbie, how are you getting along with your life now? How are things for you now?
My life now, thank God for Jesus. My life now is great. The experience that I had, I wanted to help people, especially young children, young girls, deter them from that kind of life. In retrospect, thinking of what was going through my mind at the time, I just wanted to get out. I just wanted to get out from my father, because it's poverty, it's incest, it's rape, it's abuse, it's all these things, and no outlet, no escape. And you would think that, yes, your father giving you food to eat when the day come, but the food to eat, the guardian was cooking the food to eat, and the guardian was spitting in the food, hiding the food, taking the food, putting in the room. So, we couldn't eat. And now my life is better, and I'm studying.
How is the relationship with your daughter?
She that was a case by itself. When I came back home, she said I left her because at that point in time she ended up with my mother, and apparently my mother used to beat her a lot, abuse her a lot, and my mother told her where I was, and that affected her mentally. Because now when we talk about it, she said, Mommy, I thought you was being, there was fighting you and there's beating you up and thing. Because that is her perception of prison. When she think about prison, she thinks about that abuse and that, it is being nasty and what you see on TV, which it was not, right? And she's an adult. She's we had a strained relationship because she thought I left her and I didn't have to do that, but she didn't know the reason why. And now that she's adult, we can talk about it. And she's very wise. She's doing accounting. And she...
Debbie, did the local police authorities ever get involved in your matter?
No.
In terms of when you came back, because these individuals were still around.
No, they did not, because they have no record of the person.
Oh.
They did not. Yeah, they did not.
I just find it unbelievable, though, that you would have been arrested in England without even showing the evidence what you were being arrested for. I find that amazing.
Exactly. Not even in the courtroom. And I think if I had pleaded not guilty, I could have won that case, because I don't know. I did not see. Even if they had tests, whatever, for fingerprints. Yes, my prints on the bag, but whatever else they found, which I do not know, could have been
The
tested.
fingerprint would not have been on that because you never packed it.
Exactly. And it was not in the bag per se. This is what they say. It was built into the bag.
Oh.
So even self, you take out everything, it looks like nothing is in the bag because it did take everything out. So it looked like nothing was in the bag. And that was the case. And these people out here, and they're getting more and more versatile in doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Debbie, as we are almost at the end of the interview, but and anything that you would like to share before we go with our listeners?
Yes, to young people, young adults, no matter how desperate you feel, no matter how dire you think the situation is, there could be someone, there is someone you can reach out to and talk and try and get help before you look to friends or people who you think you can trust. Not all green teeth is a laugh, and not all help is help. That's what I want
So
to
true.
share.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you so much
thank
for
you so
sharing
much.
your story with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm sure a lot of people jaws drop like mine. I mean, to just hear how easy it was for someone to just be set up and incarcerated for absolutely just being naive.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Help is not all help is not help. Especially when they want you to go somewhere, when they say they will take you somewhere or carry you somewhere, don't go. Don't go.
Yeah.
Okay, Debbie, thank you so much for
you.
being here with us this morning.
No
and
problem.
wish you all the best going forward.
And
Sorry,
you.
we can talk with you all morning.
Thanks, Debbie.
Okay, no problem. Thanks. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Whew. All right, let's do news. And then when we come back.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guile Caribbean. I'm Derek. The National Parent-Teacher Association is giving high marks to Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowleth for what it calls a Herculean achievement in school repairs. NPTA President Walter Stewart said he and First Vice President Zina Ramatali toured schools with the minister last week and were impressed by the scope of the vacation repair program. A total of 271 schools were on the repair list, along with 169 on an emergency list. By Sunday night, all but 26 were completed, with the outstanding work considered minor. Stewart praised the minister as hands-on, inclusive, and focused, noting his background as a former principal. He said classes will resume without disruption and credited Dowleth for engaging stakeholders in the best interest of students. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara says it is still too early to confirm whether the bodies that washed ashore on Trinidad's northeastern coast are linked to the U.S. airstrike on September 2nd. Speaking on Sunday, Guevara said 2 decomposed bodies were found, both bearing apparent injuries. He stressed that investigators will let the evidence speak for itself and declined to speculate on their origin. The first body was discovered on Cumana Beach, Toco, on September 5th, while the second washed up 2 days later at Balandra. Both appeared to be of Latino descent. The U.S. has claimed its strike killed 11 alleged Venezuelan narco-traffickers at sea, a move that has since sparked international debate over legality and human rights. A clinical psychologist says the government's move to place police officers in schools could bring both benefits and risks. Victoria Siu Noreen Gil-Olsing, president-elect of the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Psychologists, explained that a positive, well-trained officer can act as a trusted bridge between school, home, and community, helping children feel safe, supported, and more willing to respect authority. She said such officers could serve as secure role models, buffering against bullying and building resilience. But she also warned of dangers. Labeling students as criminals for behavior once handled by teachers could trigger a school-to-prison pipeline, lowering self-esteem and pushing children further into deviance. She cautioned that heavy-handed policing may traumatize students, creating feelings of betrayal, fear, and mistrust in schools. Siu Nareen Gilolsing stressed that officers must act fairly, respectfully, and transparently if this policy is to succeed. 3 suspects are in custody after police seized a large quantity of cannabis during an anti-crime exercise in the Trin City district on Saturday. According to a police release, officers from the DCP Operations Unit moved in around 4:20 p.m. at the Makoya Industrial Estate, acting on intelligence about a suspected drug shipment. On searching the location, officers discovered 82 black packets, 4 brown packets, 2 transparent packets, and 1 red packet, all containing cannabis. The suspects, ages 26 to 42, from Trin City and Chaguanas, were arrested and charged with possession of cannabis for the purpose of trafficking. In the region, 1 week after a U.S. airstrike killed 11 alleged narco-terrorists en route from Venezuela to Trinidad and Tobago's northern coast, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has ordered a massive military buildup. Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino confirmed that 25,000 troops are being deployed across Sucre, Apure, Falcon, Nueva Esparta, and Delta Amacuro, backed by naval and air patrols. Maduro said the move defends Venezuela's sovereignty and peace. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth visited Puerto Rico, praising the island's strategic role as Washington sent 8 warships, F-35 fighter jets, and 4,500 troops to the region. The USS Gravely is currently the closest U.S. vessel to Trinidad and Tobago, and in a show of soft power, China dispatched its new Silk Road Ark hospital ship on a 220-day humanitarian mission through the South Pacific and Latin America. In international news, 17 people were killed in Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, after police opened fire on protesters demonstrating against new government restrictions on social media. Tens of thousands surrounded Parliament, furious over the blocking of major platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and X. Officials said at least 145 people were wounded, among them 28 police officers. Protesters broke through barricades and forced riot police to retreat inside the complex. Hospitals reported several victims with gunshot wounds to the head and chest as families gathered outside to await word on loved ones. The government says platforms were ordered to register locally or be blocked. TikTok and a handful of others have complied, but rights groups say the measure is an attempt at censorship and silencing dissent. A curfew has been declared around Parliament and other key areas as smaller protests continue. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Don't miss Furniture Plus Inventory Blowout Sale. Get up to 65% off in-store and online. Enjoy massive savings on furniture, appliances, and more. Hurry, this deal won't last. Shop now and save big at Furniture Plus.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
So many lessons to share, so many lessons to learn from that interview with Debbie. So many lessons to learn.
Pack your bag for yourself.
Yeah, but she admitted, but she admitted that she made some poor choices.
Yeah.
And I suppose a lot of it came from how she was dealt with as such a minor. And the adults in that story really failed terribly, boy.
Yeah.
They were terrible adults. Terrible.
Yeah.
And so it led to a sequence of events that, and naivety, all of that mixed up in it,
You see that question that they ask you when you're traveling, did you pack your suitcase? A lot of people don't understand the purpose behind that, Because a lot of times as a minor, or even as a husband or as a wife or as a friend, somebody may actually help you pack, But you're kind of almost obligated to say, yes, you did. And it's so important that you put everything in a suitcase.
You really pack everything.
Because I tell you, I told you all about this experience once where someone asked me to bring up, and in England says some almonds powder, because I was going up, I was staying for the child too, and bring up some almonds powder, and that somebody would drop it for me. And when the person dropped I didn't say no. When the person dropped the almonds powder for me, I took it and I leave it home and I went and buy my own almonds powder.
Yeah.
I ain't carrying that because I didn't buy that. I don't know if it's almonds powder. And my mind went all there. You understand? So somebody I trusted. I didn't take any chance because that question, did you pack your suitcase? Everything in here you pack yourself?
Yeah. It's an important question when they ask you. Yeah. And you want to be able to say yes.
Yes.
I did. I did. Yes.
Yeah.
So horrible. It's a horrible series of events that led to Debbie's life taken. But at least the positive out of the story is that, of course, her life turned into a direction now that she's happy. She is, progressing. So there's a positive outcome to the old saga.
And it's a lesson for a lot of people, boys and girls, because they use men, they use women. It's a lesson to learn.
But you didn't see the man asking her if she know anybody who want to go up. Before you apologize, in fact, you should run from her. You seen her coming towards you. You're supposed to run.
Boy.
Because you ain't know what you're going to do for what you just told. But you bold-faced enough to come up and say, but you know anybody. I'm so sorry about what happened to you. But you know anybody that's going up?
Yeah.
Nah, that's a level of, you're a disgusting human, whoever you are.
Yep.
The police should be looking for him.
Well, maybe something did eventually happen, But and if not, as Mrs. Harris say, it is going to happen. Karma is real.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because my only complaint with karma is take too damn long sometimes.
Sometimes it takes long. Sometimes it takes long. My karma
don't take long. Don't take long wrong, man. It take too damn long.
My karma just come quick.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes.
That's why I couldn't be a god, you know.
Yeah. So before we go,
if I was a god, swift justice, whoop, whoop, vap, vap. Why you just nah out?
As we go, I just want to send out some happy birthday greetings going out to DJ Gabby Jr. That's Funky Gemma's son. He's celebrating his birthday today, so I want to wish him happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Gabby.
Happy birthday.
Play a big song today.
Yeah, man. All right. Thanks for the folks on the chat. You kept us not just entertained, but informed, and of course about the different experiences. And a lot of them are thanking Debbie for sharing her experience this morning. So Debbie, thank you very much for sharing that experience. We would have changed some lives this morning.
Yeah, it was a riveting story in hearing how it all played out, and obviously she's done this story before because it was very coherent and very sequential of the events that took place.
Yeah, thank you, Garth and Natasha too, because I'm regularly in touch with Garth Sinclair, who would have assisted with this, putting together this interview for us. Right?
Yeah, we have to bring him on for an interview, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, God has an interesting story too. Yeah. So anyway, guys and girls, have an absolutely wonderful day. Be careful on the nation's roads, and remember to let go and let God. You've only got one life, so live it. Adam amalgamate the two now.
Yeah. All right. Have a fantastic day, whatever you do. It is Tuesday morning, so remember to smile and laugh at Spirit for Health and Theaters on this weekend. You don't leave foul to watch. Con is on this weekend at Cipriani College. Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. Tickets available at all the usual outlets and at the Cipriani College box office from tomorrow. But tickets are available now at the usual outlets: K Squared Fashions, West Mall, Eastgate, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas. And Tony's Florals in Valpark Shopping Plaza, Shafle Auto Services, Electronics in Arima, and Jabiri Rawi in Tunapuna. Get your tickets early. We're going to have a fantastic weekend.
All right.
So enjoy your day, whatever you do, and we speak to you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Bye-bye.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned